favorite way to start my day is with a cup of tea. I don't think of myself as a necessarily patriotic person, but when it comes to tea, an English breakfast, occasionally a jacket potato, God bless the Queen, or King now. Today my tea of choice isn't particularly British. It's ginger and green tea, I think. Actually, it's a really good mix. I love ginger juices. I love the way it feels, like the shock. Like, it's a pleasant shock. Unlike wasabi, which I tried for the first time a while ago, that was like smelling salts. This is like a, oof, you know, like a, I feel alive, invigorated. Anyway, now I'm procrastinating. I'm gonna say anything not to get to work, but my first meal of the day is almost usually a cup of tea. The pink monster isn't normal. This is just because I have to work. A few things that I want to get done today and some more that I'm going to fill in, but I need to keep them confidential. I'm completely done with my to-do list. A really good hack that I learned is to put timings beside everything, as opposed to trying to do this endless list. If I know I want to be doing my work for 6 hours, I allocate, you know, the appropriate timing to every task that I want to do. And I make sure I don't let it, you know, go beyond that. And then I'm going to set a timer and kind of use that urgency to fuel me. The things you have to do to get work done as an ADHD girly, insane. I'm going to do the work I really don't want to do first. Even if it takes me all day and it's all I achieve, finally starting that will give me a greater sense of accomplishment than skimming through all the easy tasks I know I could easily do on the train or at like another point in time. Whilst this might not be the most extraordinary day to a lot of people, especially knowing a lot of my favourite study YouTubers can push out 14-hour days of pure study, as someone with ADHD, like, it is very hard for me to have constant productivity in a day. I kind of just get a lot of my dopamine from TikTok or like media that I consume constantly. So forcing myself to get out of that is really, really difficult. I just completed my first assignment and got to do my favourite part, which is highlighting it off my to-do list. I get a lot of satisfaction from that. It's like another dopamine rush. Forget scrolling on TikTok. And it actually took me almost exactly the amount of time I predicted, so at least that's a good thing. It's a good measure of my guessing ability, and that if I really focus, I can meet these standards. Because I was thinking it was a bit tight, but it was doable. So I still have some work to do for the next 2 hours. Yay. I'm gonna have a little snack now before I decide what to make for lunch. I'm actually not sure what to eat because everyone in my house is eating different things, so I can't make like a whole meal for everyone. My go-to meal is usually a sandwich, but like, maybe I should try something different. Let me search on Pinterest. I think my meal of choice might be a salmon bowl. Usually I do it with rice. Maybe I'll try it with noodles. And then the sauce, I didn't have any Kewpie mayo, but like I could try just make my own like spicy gochujang sauce. So more Korean style than Japanese, but similar-ish flavors. Okay, back to work and then lunch. Apologize because my headphones have been on this whole video, but they comfort me, so we're gonna have to stick with it. Hopefully they don't mess up the audio too bad. But I'm gonna take a little break and do some grocery shopping. I think I'm gonna also use this as my 45-minute walk, because by the time I go there, walk around the supermarket and come back, I think it will hit 45 minutes. For dinner today, I'm gonna make maybe a creamy mac and cheese or like a tomatoey pasta for my family. So I'm gonna get some cream for that. I want to get some vegetables for the week ahead, maybe some eggs and some yogurt, because I like to eat yogurt for breakfast, so I don't have to pay £3 for a tiny pot. I think that's everything else. The benefit of living at home, most of the key groceries are usually bought. I just have to go in and out to like top up whatever people need, but could be worse. Let's go. I wish I was like a crooked thumb emoji. It's like the only like thing that I do right now. I think I saw a girl on TikTok do it, and I subconsciously like absorbed the hand motion into my body, and now every time I want to like do a thumbs up, it comes out crooked, like a little pistol. Wait, that's not. As I may have mentioned once or twice or a lot, I have a 4-hour commute to work every day, which is a little insane, but it's usually a good time for me to decompress. Recently, I started reading Substack articles on the train. I want to say that's because I'm super interested in them. Not really, it's more so the Wi-Fi doesn't work that well, so I can't do anything else. But to be fair, I get the hype because it is such a beautiful place and so many people are able to articulate their thoughts so well. I recently read an article about how tech companies don't want you to sleep because sleep is bad for the economy. Imagine switching off your brain and getting a few hours of just quiet where you're not doing anything. God forbid. Things like this make me so frustrated because yes, a lot of things are within my power and my control, but it is so much harder to resist when we are almost predisposed or spoon-fed these alternatives that are so much worse for us and that waste so much of our lives. Oh my god, I didn't add any seasoning. In fact, you know I didn't thought that was all one page.
Makes sense. I'm doing hair probably, but I'm struggling to understand the reason I've actually been brought back in.
Because the branding isn't good.
I know, but
In this second stint of work, my priority is to finish the last few remaining tasks for my job. I actually really enjoy taking things off my to-do list. Like I clarified at the beginning of this video, my 14 hours of productivity is not me staring at my books for 14 hours. I don't think I will ever be able to achieve that level of dedication to anything. But I was very conscious in wasting my time, well, reducing my time wastage and trying to make the most of my day. So I meal prepped 2 meals, 2 whole meals, can you believe it? I made some salmon and some mac and cheese for my family. I used to always have this like hate for cooking, especially because in a lot of immigrant cultures, cooking is portrayed as this thing you do that's for yourself, but more so for your future family, which is beautiful in a way, but very overwhelming and suffocating in another way. But growing up is unlearning the truths that you really thought you believed as a child. Around 8 or 9 p.m, finally the day was done. I'd done the work, I'd gone for a walk, I journaled, felt pretty free. I spent the rest of my evening just doing the dishes, which is kind of weird, but it's one of the things that I really love about chores. You can kind of switch off your brain and just focus on the dishes for a little bit, you know? It's oddly a very spiritual experience. That's how someone described it to me the other day doing the dishes. And after my 14 hours of productivity, in the dramatic way that I am, I sat in the bathtub and listened to sad music until it was time to go to bed.